Okay, gonna try it one more time and see how we go, but for some reason we're just not connecting. Hello. Hi, Anne-Marie. Thank you for joining. How are you? Let's try one more time and see if we can bring Jenna in. Hello. Not sure what's going on. Typical technology, hey? Are you with Jenna, Anne-Marie? Yeah. I know, I've tried a couple of times now, but for some reason it's just not going through. I don't think we're able to connect. I'm not sure what's happening. Hopefully she'll be able to join in a sec. I can see everybody joining, but I can't see Jenna. I don't know why. If I can't see her, I can't add her in, which is a real shame. But we might just have to try again. Hi Rachel, how are you? I don't know what else we can do now. It's just not wanting to work. Hiya Jess. Just having a few little technical problems with bringing Jen on. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Hey. There we go.
What a nightmare I've had. Sorry.
It's probably me. How are you?
Oh no, it's definitely the reception in this place. So
Oh.
thank you for being so patient. I'm quite flustered.
Oh
But
no,
I've made
bless
it.
you.
Go on.
Oh.
I've got my fan ready as well.
We got there in the end, didn't we?
I have. I was all set up with a lovely tripod and then I couldn't get on, so I was panicking.
It's just
But I'm here
technology.
now. Here I am.
Technology's great when it works, hey?
Tell me about it.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm good.
Good. Take a deep breath. How's your day been?
Fantastic. Today, Jodie, we've had a great day. Really productive day in work. As usual, busy as ever.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a busy one, hasn't it? I think as I was just saying before, it's that time of year, isn't it, where beauty's just going mad because everybody's got weddings and holidays and want to get their skin, nails, lashes all done. So
yeah, it's definitely holiday prep season, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. So I would.
So how are you anyway, Josie? Have you had a good day today?
I'm good. Yeah, I've been really busy. I've had quite a productive day, just doing sort of admin and that sort of thing, and getting my courses done. So that's all uploaded, and had a few meetings, which has been really productive. So yeah, nice day.
You're always nice and busy and productive, aren't you?
Yeah, try to be.
Definitely.
So, huge thanks for joining us today. I know what a crazy busy lady you are, and I really appreciate your time. The reason that I set up this little series of interviews is to help to inspire and educate people that are in our industry through people that have kind of walked the walk before, and to share their experience and just to give a little bit of an insight, a bit of motivation, because I think a lot of people, they kind of get into the industry, they do their qualifications, and then they're not really sure where they want to take their business or what their vision is. And you're certainly with a vision. So I think it would be nice to just really start off with letting us know what kind of made you decide upon the $1 million facial system.
Well, we started training back in, I've been in the beauty industry from 2007. So when my daughter was kind of born, I always wanted to be really flexible as a mother, you know, with around work. I hated the idea of being a 9 to 5. So it was really important to me to build something that I could work around. So that was always really something that was at the forefront of my mind. And then obviously I've got my really supportive husband, Carl, who's obviously my business partner that, you know, we work together full time with. And he's always been incredibly supportive of that as well. So from 2007, we started beauty. And then, long story short, I started our training in 2016. So I had my salon from about 2015, which was my first salon. So before that, I was a mobile therapist for a long time. Got our salon, and it was really tough at that time because we had a beauty salon each side of me as well. So we had to find like a really unique place in the market that we would sit that obviously would work for us. And one of the best things that I ever did was kind of not think of each side of me, kind of what they were doing. It was more, how could I make that business unique to me? And that business really worked well from that because it was my own personal identity on there, and it was kind of just focusing on my clients and kind of shutting that door. When we were in there together, that was just my sole business. I didn't worry about what was going on outside, what prices anyone was charging. It was just keep your head down and do your own thing. And a lot of them clients are still with me to this day. They still come in as models. They're really big supporters of the brand, and they're really proud of like the journey we've been on as well, which has been really, really nice. So that was around 2015. 2016, dermaplaning came onto the scene of the UK, and I was really into skin, into my salon. So it was semi-permanent makeup and a skin clinic. So obviously with my being in the beauty industry from 2007, I wanted to go into and put my passion into kind of training and helping people in business, which is something that I've always been really passionate about from an early age. I've always been quite entrepreneurial anyway. So I wanted to start training basically, and we took that route down then. And we really quickly took over the UK in terms of dermaplane training. We were known everywhere as Dermaplane UK, and it just took off massively. It was in every corner of the UK, and we just actually couldn't believe how it grew so fast. But at the same time, I knew that we were just training people and giving them that great support, but we needed products and we needed to create a system. And I quickly kind of got that together and thought, I want to make a brand out of this, and I want to make something that basically we can all be part of, and really push the business side of helping people as well.
Yeah.
And I think at that point, ignorance was bliss, really, because when I look back now, I can't quite believe that we've built as a team this huge brand. Like, how do you even begin to do that with no experience of building a brand? So we very much kind of learned on the job with it, and we've built it with our heart and our passion, you know. And one day I went home and I was like thinking about a name, constantly thinking, and I thought, like, you know, we want to empower people, we want them to feel $1 million, and that kind of stuck in my mind. And I thought, that's a fantastic name, but will people take it seriously? And you kind of doubt yourself. And then I was like, you know what, we can really do something with this. And I took the plunge. I bought the trademark, which I had no idea how to do at first. And yeah, we went for it, and we built from strength to strength. I mean, I went to New York on the 15th of July, 2018. We went with our family, and I left Anne-Marie in charge of taking the bookings because I just thought a couple of people would book on. And I remember ringing Anne-Marie from the trade centre in New York, and she was like, Jenna, it's gone crazy. There is people booking out left, right and centre. So that was quite surreal, and we knew from then it was going to be a big hit. And it was, and 4 years on this year, we're still going. Really.
I love that. 4 years, yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. Crazy.
So I think how I was sort of recommended to you, because going back to try and work out what cause that exponential growth that you didn't expect when you first launched $1 Million Facial itself.
Yeah.
I was teaching at the time, and one of the girls that I've got on board there said I was looking into doing dermaplaning training. I'd already trained in and she said, "Oh, $1 Million Facial," and I said, "I've not heard of them." You know, she showed me the website. She said their website is amazing. So I don't know if that's kind of what stuck to me. Maybe it was getting your website right and having that kind of brand presence from the very beginning that maybe really helped.
Yeah. I think at that time, Jodie, because you gave us at the very beginning, I think at that time, I mean, Instagram and Facebook now is huge, isn't it? And we can all kind of go on with content creators and they're all fantastic with it now. But at that time when we started, especially, there wasn't a lot out there. The likes of these camera apps and stuff now that really, like, they come on leaps and bounds. There was nothing like that. So we had to kind of get people to stop and notice this brand and make people want to book with it and see what it was all about. And I think that people really took to that, and it really stopped people, and still does stop people in their tracks when they hear that name. They're like, that was a fantastic name. People do kind of take notice of it, don't they?
Definitely.
Intrigued by it.
And even like all of your branding that you create around each of the different protocols, the products, it's all very kind of you, isn't it? Like the black and white thing. That was your thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I love black and white, everything. Yeah, stripes, black and white, that's kind of our signature colours, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we need to have the stripes everywhere.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. And obviously I think when you've like revamped and you know, changed things around a little bit and added that bit more of that kind of brand in there as well, it's you, and I think you've got to kind of feel in line with that, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. It's brand recognition at the end of the day. People want to see something and kind of recognise it. And I think people now, especially some of the accounts that we've landed into, they trust the brands now, which is ultimately your goal as a brand owner, to kind of get people to be trusted in you. And we're incredibly grateful for the support we have from our techs. They not only sell the brand by being in it, they absolutely live and breathe it. They love it, and they're supporting us and they root for us, which is quite strange for a brand, because the support we have for people wanting us to win and succeed is just mind-blowing. It's quite overwhelming at times. It's lovely.
Struggling to hear you a little bit. I don't know if is anything covering over the speaker.
Can you hear me now better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I think what you give out though is what you get back, isn't it? You know, the huge amount of support that you give your graduates and everybody, I presume your clients, it must have been what's, you know, kind of, I've always said you reap what you sow in life, and I think if you look after your clients, they look after you, and then you've obviously found that's been the same thing with your students. The insane amount of support that you give, like everybody that comes on to the group says they've never known a brand like it, and that's what kind of nurtures them and keeps them there, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's got to be something that you live and breathe. Like me and Carl, we wake up, we are living and breathing the brand all day long till we go to sleep, and my mind has just got tabs open all the time. It never ever stops, and I think it's that passion that you need to drive it. And that's why it's been so successful over that and you can apply that to anything, can't you? Because over the 4 years, there's not a day that's gone by, there's not a holiday that's gone by, there's not a single day moment that we're not living and breathing the brand and trying to think of the next thing that we need to do with it. And that's the consistency is key with it.
That is what you call an entrepreneur, isn't it? You know, you get people that kind of start out and think they want to be the next big thing, but they just haven't got the discipline to really give their all. And I think that is absolutely hit the nail on the head there. If you've got a passion for it, then you're going to want to do that day in, day out. Whereas if you're doing something you're not really bothered about, that's not going to happen, is it? So
no,
was your thing,
you've got to be passionate about it, and you have got to live and breathe it for it to see it through, and that's in everything, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah. And if you said you were sort of self-taught, it's a continual learning thing, isn't it? You know, there's always something new to learn, and I think that's another thing. Would you agree that helps you to progress is knowing that you don't just stop learning? You know, you always have to.
You never stop. You never ever stop learning. I mean, I learn something new every single day from every person. I mean, especially through business as well. I mean, through business relationships that you build, you learn something every day. I
Yeah.
mean, you really don't realise how much you do learn, and it's not until you have a conversation with someone, especially like today, I had a conversation with someone about the brand, and I found myself talking back over the last 4 years with Carl, and we were like, wow, that's phenomenal that we did that, and we've gone through that. It's not until you realise how much you have learned through that time.
And all of the effort that you put in, like you say, day in, day out, and you don't really stop to recognise, like you say, how far
To
you've
reflect
come.
now. Yeah.
You just go, 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 because I suppose everything's so busy, isn't it? And it's growing so fast that you don't really have a time to stop and think about it.
That's it. But I mean, we've got 2 little girls, me and Carl as well, and that's incredibly hard. We've learned over time. I mean, in the beginning, it was 100 miles an hour, and I won't lie, it's been really, really hard at times, because it's even like tears at times, because it's incredibly frustrating, especially when there's something you care so passionately about that you know is going to be a success, but you always see some kind of fault in it, in everything.
Oh,
Like when you say the website was fantastic, I think, oh, I really need to do X, Y, and Z to that. Like, you never ever feel that it's perfect, but that's okay, I suppose, because it needs to be that way sometimes.
yeah,
It
you are.
can't ever be perfect, can it?
No, you're right. I think you can really see that in everything that you do. You know, you do your research, and I just love the innovation behind the brand. That's what I sort of said, at the start, where
Yeah.
the constant, keeping up with industry trends, being a step ahead. Like, you're not just following in footsteps of anybody else. You create the waves, and that's something that you said from the beginning you wanted to do, wasn't it?
And that's so true, that Jodie, because I didn't look. If somebody said to us, "Who are your competitors?" I wouldn't say we have any competitors, and that's not in an arrogant way. It's in a way that I feel that we lead our business through, or it's individual. We lead
Yeah.
it. I'm still sat in my head as a therapist in my shop where there was just me there, and I remember a rep came in to see me before we had our own skincare, and we were selling skincare, and some of my students wanted to, this was before $1 million, they wanted to open up some accounts, and they had like a 300, £500 opening order, and they were like, Jenna, we don't want people like that. We want people who are going to spend X, Y, and Z over £1,000, £2,000, and I remember being that person who couldn't even get my foot on the ladder. I know I would be successful, but I couldn't get that actual stock.
Yeah.
So the brand ethos is definitely, like, there's no buy-in for our Medi. Once you come in and train with us, it's definitely, you can drop ship straight away without even buying a single product, because I know giving people that chance will definitely kind of see them through, and they will be successful if they put that effort and determination into that. They will succeed no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. I think you give them a hand up, and then it's kind of on their ownness then to kind of make the most out of all of the materials and things that you offer, and the additional support that you give, that you can only kind of push somebody so far, can't you? They've got to really want to make it work.
You've got to make it work. And some people say, oh, I'm not doing well with this or that. But if you take a look on their Instagram, they're not pushing it, and it's got to be, because I know, because I've done that. You have to be up in the morning, out doing it. It's just something that you wake up every minute of the day, and you're constantly aware of doing them things. It's a habit that you form, and that's how you be successful with it. Definitely, it's
Yeah.
consistency through and through.
So do you ever manage to get any kind of work-life balance then? What do you kind of do outside of the business for yourself?
Well, I went swimming this afternoon with Carl. Went to the gym. I went swimming, and I love swimming because it's one of them times I get to put the phone in the locker. It's
Yeah.
on silent, and as soon as I get in the pool, I'm like, my mind switched off, and it's lovely. That's my me time. And obviously, me and Carl are really good kind of evening time where we'll switch off, and we'll be like, past a certain time we don't talk work. Sometimes when things are really busy and on, that can bleed in. Like, this week's been a really hectic week for us, so I've really felt the pressure this week building up. So I've had to reset myself today and be like, we've got to stick to these things, because it's about balance, and it's incredibly important. But this time we've got a fantastic team. We can get that balance, which is fantastic. But in the beginning, there was no balance. It was literally we're building this monster and we just didn't stop. And it's paid off massively, but it definitely, you know, has settled now where we've got everybody in a fantastic team in place. So we have got that balance. And we're going on holiday in a couple of weeks, so we absolutely can't wait for that as well.
Good. Yeah, so I think, like you've just said there, it's recognising when you need to reset, and you obviously have realised that today. You know, you've got to take that time, go for a swim, clear your head, can't touch your and then obviously making sure that you've got those holidays and stuff booked in as well, because as much as, yes, we do 100% need to live and breathe our brand, there does need to be a little bit of downtime sometimes, doesn't there?
You do. You need that downtime. It's incredibly important. It's not healthy to. I mean, I'm not saying everybody should kind of with their business live and breathe it like 24/7. But with this brand, it took on so much from us. We couldn't stop it. It just went absolutely crazy. So yeah, we knew we just had to keep building for everyone.
Yeah, I think that, you know, you've got people kind of dependent on you then as well, haven't you? So you've got to kind of deliver.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and I mean, you know, through COVID as well, that was an incredibly hard time for everybody, and a lot of people's mental health was on the floor, and we worked so hard through COVID to provide people with an income. That's something I'm really proud of, because the beauty industry, you know, it was just on the floor, wasn't it? Let's face it, we didn't kind of get looked after the way we should have done as an industry.
no.
So definitely that's something that was quite sad. And I think that by us opening up the dropship to everyone, people was like, this is a ray of light, this is an income that we've got. And we didn't stop, because we just had to keep posting out, but that gave everybody else a lifeline and an income. And look, do you remember all the rows and rows of facials in a bag and stuff like that? It was thousands of little mini factories going on of MDF in a bag. Yeah, it's quite emotional when you look back at that, but when you think it was such a lovely time for us as a community, we all came together in that group, thousands of us, like, are you okay? How are you doing? You know, don't get down, we're in this together. And it was that kind of togetherness that it was quite reassuring for everyone, wasn't it? And we did the mindfulness weeks, we got a personal trainer in, didn't we? To give everybody, like, we all did community fitness in the $1 Million Group, and that was all to kind of, you know, keep everyone's mental health, you know, helping out as much as we could, really.
Yeah, that mindfulness book that you created, I think, was a lifeline, like a kind of unexpected gift that you didn't realise quite how much it was going to do, because it made you just stop, like with the colour in and setting your goals and your vision and things like that, which is just so important. And I think a lot of people, when they're working in their business so much, they don't realise that actually you do need to take the time off to reset. Like, you kind of put all that into it, your heart and soul went into that, didn't it? And it was that, for me personally, was huge. You know, I absolutely loved that tool. And I forgot about the personal training. Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah, they're still in the group actually to go back on if you want to have a little keep fit session. Yeah, I think if you just say to do lockdown, I think we can get them little videos up.
Absolutely.
Get them trending again.
Yeah, definitely. So would you say that was the biggest thing that you've had to overcome within the business, was that shutdown?
I will never forget the moment that started to unroll, because I just couldn't believe it. You just don't think something like that's going to happen. And obviously with all of our trainings, we had trainings all over the country, and it was just unbelievable, really. But we managed it and we got through it all together, didn't we? And I thank God we had that support group, because I think that was something we had to keep putting ideas into. Why didn't you try this? Why didn't you try that? And I was like, when it went back to normal, it was quite relieving, because it was a lot of ideas that you have to think of to kind of keep the thousands of technicians that we've got, you know, busy. That was my main priority.
Oh, bless you. Yeah, definitely. Keeping everybody's spirits high, and like you say, I think everybody kind of bounced off each other, didn't they, in how good ideas and suggestions, and sharing picks.
What a lovely community we've got now in that group, because I love it. There's no negativity in there. It's all literally helping each other out, showcase each other's businesses, giving each other support. It's a safe space to be a therapist and ask any questions, no matter how big or small, because I am I know a lot of support groups in my time have not been that way, and I'm incredibly proud of how it's run as well, because I could be in there at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night
I know.
answering questions and stuff, because that's something I shouldn't really be doing when I try and switch off, but it's got to be done, and I really do care about it, so it's a really important part of the business.
It's coming from your heart, and I think that shows.
Yeah.
If you haven't got a brand or a business that's coming from the heart, then that's one element that is possibly going to set you up for failure, isn't it? Because it's not about you, it's about your community, isn't it? And you make that absolutely evident. Absolutely. Yeah,
Thank you.
I love it. So can you just let me know, or everybody else as well, what do you feel at the moment is kind of driving you or helping you to succeed?
I would say what's helping us to succeed at the moment is seeing our work pay off and how successful salons are becoming off the advice we give. Like we've even just put stuff up about how to upload from our Dropbox, for example, and we got a message to say, since taking our advice on that and putting our reels up that we provide and all of our things, they've sold X amount of courses of skincare, they've sold so many things, and just being successful from that. I think that's been really a rewarding part as well, seeing all businesses, like look at your business as well, how you kind of thrived and everything. It's just so lovely to see.
Thank you. Yeah, I definitely would 100% say that I wouldn't have got my business to where it is if it wasn't for $1 Million Facial, and that's the only reason, not the only reason, my massive reason for wanting to have you on, to just share with everybody what an incredible company it is, and how all you care about is supporting and providing. I think you fill the gaps that are just being so sadly missed within the industry, don't you? That it's not just the support, but it's also training to a high standard that a lot of people tend to just miss on like one-day courses. It's not just, you've got that full pre-course learning and the aftercare support, and it just builds that whole package, doesn't it, that many brands are definitely missing. So
I mean, and that's just came from us, the way we want to run it and how we'd expect to be treated, and kind of from training. And so we don't look, oh, what are they doing, what do they do? We kind of say, how would we want that? And that's how it's got to be. There's no other way for us to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to say, we've got to touch on the Medi Plus range, because it's just absolutely phenomenal, isn't it? I cannot believe, I'm going to say this out loud for everybody to hear, that I was actually researching having my eyes lifted, either with a surgical procedure or with laser, and using the iTox eye cream. That is my absolute desert island survival product that
it's amazing, isn't it?
Have. The most incredible cream that has lifted the lids, diminish the fine lines. It's a bestseller. It's incredible. And then the little eye tool that goes with it, you were extremely innovative, and you don't just deliver a product that looks good or is Instagram worthy. It delivers phenomenal results.
Yeah, it's got to be an all-rounder, hasn't it? It's got to work, because our customers are our influencers at the end of the day, and it's all of you out there that's pushing it, and then your customers have got to kind of be out there shouting about you. So it's got to work from the beginning outwards, and we have got so many new things to come. I'm incredibly excited to show you the new things. But I've always kind of been business minded, even from really, really young as a child. I've always had loads of different businesses growing up. Everybody always who knows me knows I've always had lots of like ideas. But there is a new tool coming out. I can't say too much about that, but it's a new industry tool that I've been working on, that nobody in the world has got this tool. And I designed that myself. So I'm really to come out. Yeah, that's coming soon. It should be really, really soon, but that's going to be something that we launch all over the world. It's going to be, we'll put it exclusive. Like, we'll give our technicians, obviously, like a discount for it. It's not $1 million product. It's an industry product. It's a single tool. It's completely different. It's not something that you could ever kind of guess what it is.
Oh my
But
gosh.
it's really exciting that. And also we've got obviously our new machine coming out and things like that. So,
Yeah.
and lots of new products. We're making everything bigger and better in terms of back bar size and stuff like that. So yeah, lots of amazing stuff. We've just finished this week on the Christmas drop as well. So it's a little bit later than I'd like, but Christmas drop has been going on since January.
Wow.
So yeah, it's constant.
Such an inspiration. I mean, yeah, the Christmas gifts this year were just out of this world, weren't they? And they just flew off the shelves, you know, just the packaging.
They were really big though, the boxes were really big, weren't they?
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I mean, where do you get your kind of style inspiration from? Do you read a lot? Well, it's not really magazines anymore, is it? But where do you kind of look?
I literally have visions in my head of what I want something to look like, and I work with an incredible designer who is Kirsty at Our House Creative, and Kirsty's been with me from the very beginning of the brand. And I can literally have a conversation with Kirsty and she takes it out my head and puts it into vision. She's phenomenal, and I've worked with her. I can literally draw doodles of things, and I know I can see it in my head, and she pulls that out and puts it into graphics. Wow. So we're a really great team together. Yeah, she works for a couple of other brands. She's not in house with me, but she will, if I need her anytime, day and night, and the same back to me. We're pinging across all kinds of ideas at all hours. She's phenomenal. I think she did just join this live before I'd seen her, but she's gone now. I think.
Did she? Sometimes
I must have bored her.
She might still be on, because sometimes it looks like there's not many people on. Again, it tells me that there's been like loads, so they may still be on, but it's just not showing. Kirsty, if you're in the house, give us a little hey.
Yeah, she's great. So I just have a vision, and a strong vision of how I want something to look, and then we just bring it to life. And I can imagine again me sitting in my clinic, because I've been there, and I think, what would work here now? What do I need now? And I just sit myself in my head back in that chair and think, what do we need? And we do it.
And we're not just talking 1 or 2 different launches a year, are we? We're literally talking every week, or, you know,
it's just
something really.
Do you know what's really exciting about with our brand? What's really incredible with us is that we are a small team, but we can turn things around really, really quickly as well. So that's one of the best things. We don't need to sign it off through loads of different departments and stuff like that. Like them fans we brought out the other day for the summer, which I've got here because it's absolutely roasted in
here.
Here.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and they were done in, like, I decided that day we need a fan for the summer to roast and hot, and then we got it within 2 weeks. So but like thousands of fans that came, and I've literally just gave them to my daughter today for their class, so they were all nice and cool in class today with the merch. Yeah.
What class is it?
This is Lily Lana's class, is school class. My daughter's.
Oh. Just good.
Awesome. I can see Sabrina's on. Hi, Sabrina.
Yeah. Hey, Sabrina. Thank you very much for joining.
Yeah, we've got a really incredible team, Josie, and all of the trainers as well. Especially, we wouldn't be here without them. And like Sabrina, Nina, all of the girls, they've been with us from the very beginning. So they've been incredibly an integral part of building the brand. We wouldn't be here without them.
Sabrina trained me. She was just absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. We're all we're really good friends, you know. It's nice because we see them wanting to push us forward, and I'm the same with them as well. They're like family to us.
Yeah. Oh, it's lovely. I think, yeah, you just kind of take that all the way through, don't you, from your clients, your students, your team. It's just the same phenomenal support which just gets you through.
Yeah.
Has that snowball effect.
Yeah, definitely.
So what would you say is your best piece of advice that you could give to somebody in the beauty industry?
In the beauty industry specifically, I would say, like I said, I always say stay in your lane. It's something that people always quote. I always see it and I always say it, because it's really important to kind of, you know, not get distracted by businesses down the road. We do get calls and emails sometimes, such and such is doing X, Y, and Z, and it's what should I do? But I just think I was successful sandwiched between two beauty salons. You know, you've got to make something unique for you. You've got to not think about what anybody else is doing, because that time can be better spent on something else. And don't forget, your clients are buying into you for you. They're not buying in for a lash lift. And if they are, the chances are they're not going to stay. They're going to go down the road, but they're not going to be the ones that are returning and giving you that client retention. And it's just not worth it. I think you need to just concentrate on what you do well, and keep it unique to you. Definitely.
Definitely. I love that. I remember probably not that long after I trained, actually, and I wouldn't say I've necessarily been a massive one for comparisons and that sort of thing, but I think when you've got the amount of competition, like you say, on Instagram, stuff like that, it's easy to have a quick look what people are doing, and then I find, you know, have a little look and what have you, but then when you made that quite clear in the group, didn't you? You actually made like a really nice post about keeping your blinkers on, staying in your lane, don't look either way, and that definitely resonated with me. And I think the more we kind of talk about that and trying to encourage people to do the same, it's unfortunately it is a bit of an era of comparisons, isn't it, because of the way that social media has gone now. But definitely staying in your lane is one key piece of advice that you've given that has stuck with me for the whole 4 years.
Yeah, I think it's so important, but I think it makes people feel safe, because it's normal, it's human to flap about something and think, oh my God, what am I going to do? But then when you just reset yourself and just think, I'm going to do it this way, you don't look back, and then that's when the success comes.
Definitely.
Ultimately. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Do you have time for a very quick Q&A if people have questions they'd like to ask? Are you sure?
Yep, go for it.
Yeah. So if anybody on wants to ask Jenna any questions about the brand, about the products, about the training, or about her, please feel free, and I shall read them out for Jenna. Just pop them into the comment box and then I can read them out for you. I'm not sure how many are here from the group.
I just can't believe I couldn't get on before. I don't know what happened. I was trying frantically.
It's just not get on. It happens, doesn't it? I think
it hates me. It just hates me.
Sometimes you just get really lucky, and sometimes it's just like an absolute nightmare. But I think I've learned from being here and trying to do, even just getting on lives and stuff like that, to get a good network. I have to come out into my cabin, and it's just nice and quiet, and I can hide away here and get stuff done. But yeah, I used to struggle.
Yeah. You've got really good lighting there, Jodie, by the way, as well.
Yeah,
I just look like I'm in a cave, don't I? In here.
The ring light in the background, it does help, I think, just because you can put the phone into the ring light and it just makes everything easier. But again, that's just from experience of doing it a few times, just to...
And I had my little ring light somewhere, but then it's just not happened with this technical difficulties I had. So
yeah,
this light like to do.
I find a few times when I've been doing like my coaching calls and stuff like that, 1 minute I have to go from my laptop to my phone, and it's lucky that we've got these different devices that we can try to... It's a bit of a nightmare. So yeah. So if there's any questions,
I think I probably answered them all. I've talked that much.
Yeah, you have. I'll just check the question box as well.
I wouldn't know how to do anything like that. I'm not very technical at all.
Yeah, it takes time. I think I'm still getting my way around all of it, actually. Instagram, Facebook, there's just so many new things. Zoom as well. That's
it. And there's a whole new pressure on everybody to do that, isn't it? Because you feel like every week Instagram are bringing out something else that you need to master and make. There's the reels are the latest ones, aren't they? So
they are amazing, though. The content is just phenomenal, and it just helps so much to save people time to know they can just jump in the group, grab what they need, and share it. That's just, no other company does that.
No, we work with a great team, Media, our media team, who do all of our filming. and our socials and things like that now, and they are absolutely phenomenal. Again, we've just got the best team that work with us for that. So they're the ones that are really creative with the reels and stuff. So
Oh, brilliant.
yeah, brilliant.
It's really clever stuff, isn't it? And it, like you say, it just changes all the time and advances. So you've got to keep up with what's going on.
Yeah, I know, definitely.
Okay, well, thank you so very much for your time, and thank you to everybody for joining. Anybody's got any questions that they want to find out about training with the brand, you can either pop me a message or follow $1 Million Facial System, or there is a new training page. What's that one called, Jen? The $1 Million.
It's the Academy. That's for our Liverpool Academy and our courses that we host with SK Aesthetics.
Ah, okay. Lovely. Perfect. So yeah, if anybody wants any information, then just pop either of us a message and we can get back to you.
Thank you very much, Jodie. I really enjoyed it.
And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.